To ensure ongoing accuracy and achieve the best results from your H2O test kits, it is essential to follow all of the recommended cleaning and test procedures shown on this video. Topics covered include general test practices, general cleaning, and important kit-specific recommendations that must be followed.
For convenience, the following quick reference points are offered in this video. Phosphate at 10 minutes 20 and iodine at 13 minutes 40.
Getting organised. Many of the chemicals included in your test kit may be harmful to delicate surfaces. We should therefore protect the work area with a thick piece of card or several layers of newspaper, and then on top of this place a piece of kitchen towel to mop up any spills. Our work area should be well laid out and clear of obstructions, with our test kit and instructions easily to hand. We should only remove those components required for each specific test, and we will also need several containers to hand. We will need one for aquarium water and a second for RO. A handy tip is to have our RO water prepared and stored in a bottle ready for use. Any containers we use for testing should be marked up for their specific role and not used for any other purpose. They should also never come into contact with any detergents or cleaning agents. We will also need a container to empty any waste samples into and a roll of white non-printed kitchen towel. Printed or coloured varieties may contain high levels of phosphate which may interfere with the phosphate test kit. This will be covered in that section. When conducting any test procedure, it is crucial to test kit accuracy that we follow the test procedures exactly as laid out in the instructions. Timings. At various points during testing, we may be required to let a sample rest or mix for a certain period. These will be clearly laid out on the instructions, and these timings must be observed to allow the chemical reactions to occur at the correct rates. We should therefore use a timepiece or stopwatch to ensure that we meet the requirements of the test and to ensure accuracy. Many mobile phones also have timers built in with alarms which can be used to great effect. Using comparators. When using comparators, we should always view the sample directly from above and in good light. Both the phosphate and nitrate comparator test require the use of two vials, with the top vial holding our raw aquarium water sample. Any discoloration in our aquarium water will then be compensated for between the aquarium water sample and the test sample when comparing against the colour swatch. Using dropper bottles. Due to surface tension at the tip of the bottle and the varying viscosities of certain reagents, it's important that we use the dropper bottles in a vertical manner above the vial as shown in the image on the right. This will ensure a consistent drop size and that the right amount of reagent is added. Avoiding spills when mixing. Comparator tests, such as the nitrate and phosphate, may require the test vials to be filled more than halfway during the course of the test. When adding reagents, we may be required to mix the sample afterwards. To avoid spills, we can do this whilst in the comparator by holding the comparator flat to a surface and rotating. Using the correct syringes and tips. The multi-test kit will come with a variety of syringes and tips. This will include a 6mm syringe for taking water samples, two 1mm syringes, and two tips. It is crucial to avoid contamination and damage to the test kit that the correct tip and syringe is used on the correct test. This is clearly laid out in the instructions as shown in this image. The 1 ml syringe with the green plunger should only ever be used with the alkalinity reagent as signified by the green label on the bottle. The clear 1 ml syringe can be used with the calcium test and the magnesium. The clear tip should only ever be used with the alkalinity test and the calcium test. The red tip must only ever be used with the magnesium test as signified by the red labels on the bottles. General cleaning procedures for the calcium, magnesium and alkalinity test kits. The various components of your multi-test kit will require frequent cleaning to reduce the risk of contamination and to ensure ongoing accuracy. To do this, we will need some white non-printed kitchen towel, some RO water, and a waste container. Test vials should be cleaned before and after every test. We can do this by rinsing several times in RO water. We can also clean the stopper caps at the same time by stoppering the vial and shaking vigorously. Afterwards, we should dry the vial using some rolled up kitchen towel. We should also remember to dry the stopper cap, thoroughly drying inside and out. Our 6 ml syringe may contain water left over in the tip from previous use, so we should rinse this syringe through several times with RO water. To clean thoroughly, we can remove the plunger and then dry using some of our white non-printed kitchen towel. We should also remember to dry the plunger. We can clean our 1 ml syringe and tips in a similar fashion by flushing through several times in RO water. We should then remove the tip and pull the plunger out before drying in a similar fashion with some of our white non-printed kitchen towel. We should also remember to dry the plunger and the fine tip using a small piece of rolled up kitchen towel. It is important to dry this tip thoroughly to prevent dilution of the reagent with RO water when used on the next test. The following sections relate to kit specific requirements and must be observed to ensure test kit accuracy.
Phosphate test kits. The phosphate test kit is extremely sensitive to contamination.
We should therefore clean all test vials before and after every use. Before storing the test kit away after testing, we should rinse through the vials several times with RO water. We should then dry using some white non-printed kitchen towel. In the case of the phosphate test kit, it's crucial that we use white non-printed kitchen towel for drying any vials. Printed or coloured kitchen towels may contain high levels of phosphate which may leave a residue contaminating future tests. We can perform a simple test on the towel, making up a stock solution using RO water in accordance with the normal test procedures. We should then pour the solution over the towel, observing any reaction. If the towel turns blue, then it should not be used. After thoroughly drying the vials, we should then refill with fresh RO water. We should then cap the vials before placing in the comparator and storing in the case until the next test. Storing the vials in this manner full with RO water will help soak up any residues that may have been left over in the vials. When we come to use the test the next time, we should remove the vials and empty out the RO water. Remember that the stopper caps should only be used for storage and not used during the test due to the risks of contamination. Due to the fact it may have been some time since we last used the kit, we should then re-rinse the vials in fresh RO. We can then remove the vials and rest upside down on a piece of white non-printed kitchen towel to soak up any remaining RO before conducting the test. The following procedures are specific to the iodine test kit and must be observed to ensure ongoing accuracy and reduce the risks of contamination. Before and after every test, we should rinse all test vials several times in RO water. We should then dry the vials using white non-printed kitchen towel. If storing the vials after testing, we should refill with RO water. We should then stopper both test vials and store with the RO water in the protective case until the next test. This will ensure that during storage the RO water soaks up any remaining residues in the vials left over from previous testing. It may have been some time since we last used the test, so we should empty both test vials and discard the RO water inside. We should then re-rinse both test vials using fresh RO water and dry using white non-printed kitchen towel before conducting the next test. The full range of H2Ocean high sensitivity test kits and refills can be obtained from your local D&D stockist. For further information and videos, please visit www.theaquariumsolution.com.